I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I don't follow a lot of fashion girlies on the internet, and these are the things that broke through my bubble and might be worth it. This video editing is inspired by the lineup, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing is gonna be a little bit too much based on my personal taste and style, which are the belt bags. And I still don't really know what the name of these things are. There might be a better name for this. Utilitarian belt. Ask me why I love this so much more than a regular banana waist pouch. Not sure, but these bring me so much light and joy. I saw Urban Outfitters sold one from a brand, and I know Guimagos is also selling those. I'm like, do I want to say names of brands that aren't sustainable out loud? Anyways, I do know they're selling them, but I really want to thrift one. I just don't really know what keywords to search from. And this kind of dives into all of the utilitarian trend itself. We've been seeing a lot more pockets and things, and I'm not really into the cargo pants. But I've been loving to see how creative people get with other ways of making things utilitarian, especially things that aren't really meant to be utilitarian. I love the contrast between like a high fashion item that then just has like a bunch of pockets. Next up, we've got scrunch tops, which is so random. I only allow myself to open TikTok while I'm in the toilet. So that's like my way of consuming, but controlling what I'm consuming. And I've seen a lot of DIY scrunch tops. I haven't tried it yet, but I think one of these weekends I'm gonna buy the elastic thread and head over to one of my grandma's houses and just literally lose myself in that. I haven't sewn in like forever because I just ask other people to sew things for me. But I think this would be so fun. And it's one of those things where in high fashion, they would charge you tons and tons of money for like a very artistic scrunched top that isn't just like the regular lines. And I might just be bamboozling myself thinking that it's easy, but I feel like it's not that hard to make something super cool with a pattern. I just love how it cinches to the body, but in a shape, but not in a basic silhouette. I love how the scrunch adds so much more texture and interest, and how it provides movement in like a static piece. I am queen of having way too many pairs of pants that are all super interesting and fun, and then just not having a lot of cool, interesting tops. I always find a cool pair of pants and I'm like, I guess I'll wear it with a t-shirt. And I don't think it's gonna become tacky. I think this is just like a way of sewing. And if I make it unique to me, if I invent something instead of copying something from Pinterest, I think I will literally like it forever. The next step is something you are probably already tired of seeing, and I'm not gonna blame you, but I am gonna tell you that I have subscribed to this trend. We're talking polka dots, and specifically black polka dots on white fabric. I don't know how this disease was spread, but everyone and their mother are buying things that are white and have black fat polka dots on them. And I used to really not like polka dots. I don't think I've ever had anything polka dot in my life until like a month ago, and I just think it's so fun. And I also have been loving polka dots with another pattern, polka dots on striped things. Now I've been working, this is literally so exciting to say, and it's few hours, it's very few hours, but I've been working with some girls on my channel, so like I'm hiring help, I'm delegating tasks, and one of them is a fashion student, and I asked her to help me forecast these trends. And one of the things she mentioned was so timeless but chic and easy to DIY, so I had to include it, which is, she calls it the cold shoulder. I'm not even sure if that's an actual name or if she just invented it as a term. And it's different from the off the shoulder. It almost looks like a blouse that isn't meant to be off the shoulder and you put it off the shoulder, but you can't do that in real life, so it was actually made for being off the shoulder. It's just adding a touch of asymmetric to a symmetric thing. Does that make sense? As Lara wrote it, shout out to Lara, cut off the neck of a shirt you don't love and poof, now you love it. And I think we don't need to say anything else. And if you actually cut out the neck of one of your tops, send it to me, because it makes my day when you guys do something that I mentioned in a video and then you send it to me. Like for my personal style video, I received, I'm literally tearing up, I received the girl who actually made her own like piece slide presentation of her personal style, and she sent it to me. And I'm like, do you guys actually exist? Are you actually real living human beings? Now moving on, we've got something that I've been really wanting to get for maybe 3 years now, but I haven't found the ones that I really love secondhand. And then I was gonna work with a brand that has these beautiful, beautiful clogs. I'm talking about clogs. But then I realized that it worked with leather, and I didn't want to promote a brand that worked with leather. So I said no, and now I'm back to stage 0, and I still really want them, but it's this specific model of clogs in a color. Like I would love to get them in either green, like an olive green, or in red, and they're usually wood. I don't think they would be the most comfortable shoe, honestly. I don't think you can run in these types of clogs, but I never run. So if you know of any brands, they're not too expensive, or any keywords, because like some people call clogs mules. I don't know, there's like a bunch of names for clogs. Someone just elucidate me. Also, I got new glasses, and I am guilty of literally buying a super similar model to my previous one because I love them so much. It was one of my best choices I've ever made. Like, I'm so scared whenever I buy new seeing glasses because I know I'm going to be wearing them with every single outfit because I don't like wearing contact lenses. And I just want to say that I'm so proud that like 3 or 4 years ago Maya chose those glasses because I still love them. And then something else that I'm like, should I mention this? Because technically I don't think it would be the most sanitary to thrift these shoes, and at the same time I don't really want to promote buying plastic shoes. They're so fun, and both the girls that are working with me on my team, when we were doing ideation and brainstorming exercises, both of them, without looking at each other's ideas, came up with these concepts of your little you know your personal style, so you just need to go back to what you liked as a kid and bring it onto your style now, and like healing your inner child's style dilemmas. And I think a lot of us had these plastic shoes as kids, and they were so fun. They're so cute. This kind of ties in with the whole mesh shoe trend that I didn't even really realize was happening until very recently, and now I think it's kind of fading away, which is like so annoying. But we saw a lot of like mesh flats, and I think if you mix the mesh concept with the plastic concept and make a meshy looking plastic flat, I would really want it. I think this is something very silly, but if you pair one of those shoes, which technically are made to make your feet breathe, I know that, but you add very long socks to it and you wear like a skirt or a dress, it looks so cool. I kind of hate when people talk about colors and trend predictions because I'm like, you are not inventing anything. This color was already used last season. It just was used in different pieces. And now just because you're seeing the color in a trendy piece, you think that the color is trendy. Like, I just don't think there's trendy colors, but I do think there's trendy colors. The world is not black and white, okay? You can't agree with two opposite things at once. And what I'm gonna be agreeing with is that there are no trendy colors, but pistachio green and butter yellow. Butter yellow, I feel like, is more of a thing already. Pistachio, I don't think is that much. I feel so superficial being like, pistachio is gonna be trendy. But I really like this minty green pastel color. And I think if you're gonna DIY something this summer and you are choosing the paint color that you're gonna use for that DIY, I would love for you to choose pistachio or butter yellow and then send me a picture. Next up is something that Lara also helped me with, and it's something that I've been seeing a lot, but I couldn't grasp what was the common aspect in it. It's low waist dresses. And now, usually I would think that a low waist something, especially if it's a dress, it's gonna make your silhouette more elongated, but your skirt part / upper leg less elongated, and usually you want to make your legs elongated. It would be tricky in my head to make a low waist dress sexy, but the like puffiness of like the balloon skirts in these models, it's just so pretty. I kind of see a trend now that I'm thinking about it of just elongating the torso silhouettes more in general. Like the whole not tucking your shirt into your jeans anymore. People still do it. I'm just saying, like in the Pinterest world. It used to be the trend of everyone just wearing crop tops, and now maybe it's that I'm just old, but I don't see people wearing crop tops anymore. And I see a lot of like young girls wearing long tops that like go below your belly button and below your waist even. We were for a long time just focusing on elongating the legs and the silhouettes, and now we're like, okay, I actually want to have a long torso. Am I just making that up? Now next up is something that I love, but do not give me the real version of it. I love the fake version of it, which is cow print. I've never been very much into animal print. There's something about cow print that is so much more chic and elegant than leopard or zebra. Yeah, I'd love to get a cow print bag, but when I search for them on like Depop or Vinted, I just find these like fluffy, ugly, sorry, I think they're ugly. I'm always so scared of saying something is ugly because I'm not saying universal truth, I'm just saying that I personally don't like it. But yeah, I really like cow print. I've been seeing these scrap print flats everywhere. I don't know if it's from a trendy brand or not because I literally live under a rock, but they're so cute. I realized this winter that I don't really have any mid-season jackets that are not leather jackets, like, and even winter jackets. I have my huge, big, warm, waterproof puffer, black puffer that I've had since 9th grade, and I love it. And then I have a bunch of leather jackets. I have one long trench coat that belonged to my mom, but I don't really have like fun jackets. One of the jackets I'm pondering on getting, even though we're getting close to summer, so maybe it's not worth it, is a cropped trench coat. I just love the buttons, and I love the idea of getting a trench coat that is cropped and then I change the bottoms and I make them all different, and maybe I make them like super big bottoms. I don't know, something about it screams timeless, and I would love to get one in not pistachio but butter yellow. I don't want it enough to be buying it yet, but if I still love it, maybe in the fall, I might get it. Now, this is something that has been trending for a long time, and the thing I'm talking about is rugby / polo shirts, colorful striped ones specifically. And I bought one or two, like I thrifted them for super cheap, I remember when I was in high school, and then I never really wore them. And so part of me is like, Maya, do not get in that trap again. You love seeing it on other people, but you're not gonna wear it. And then part of me is like, if I find one with the right colors, if I really, really love the colors in one, and it's cheap in the thrift store, I might get it, because I love mixing a sporty thing with a very feminine chic thing. And this would be a great idea to do it, because normally I just do sporty bottoms with a fun elevated top. And this would be a way that I could do very fancy bottom with a sporty top, and I think it's trendy, so I wanted to mention it, especially because when you go to a thrift store, I feel like you can find tons of these for good prices, so this is something cool that you can add to your wardrobe easily. And then we're getting to the end, but I've been seeing a lot of people personalize their clothes in a temporary way, like just different ways of styling a basic piece. And I've been seeing a lot of people use necklaces to do that, and I think using necklaces as not a neck accessory is super cool. I saw Lainey do on her Instagram today a top where she literally used a scarf and a necklace, and the way that she tied things around made a top. And I think the necklace was that neckline or the back strap, I don't remember. And such a good way to use the pieces you already have without having to buy anything new. And finally, the last thing that I want to talk about is skinny belts. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'm still preferring the large belts because they're just more cool and you can see them more and they're more of a statement. But the skinny belts are definitely coming back, and I love a skinny belt that is like as skinny as one could be. And especially if you're like into the minimalist style, if you have a belt that is like skinnier, much skinnier than usual, that will speak for itself, and it's a fun way to spice things up. Now, something I've been seeing, I don't even know how to call it. What do you call the things that you put on your waist when you're cooking? I'm blanking right now, but I've been seeing a lot of like skirts or accessories that are basically that, but in a fashionable way. I think they're super cool. I just wanted to mention that. If you guys didn't know, I have a second sort of secret channel that I don't really talk about outside of the videos, where I talk about relationships and money and productivity and my existentialist crisis. And I haven't posted on there in a bit. This is just a channel where I'm having fun and I'm talking about things that are not fashion related that I don't really feel like is the space to talk here. So if you're curious, I'd love for you to check that out. Follow me on Instagram, and yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.